Hey, hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Are we live?
We are.
Yes, we're on the air.
The hearts
Yes.
are flying in the chat. We are
Well, I
on.
have to join the chat because, as
Yeah.
usual, I don't know where my chat is, but that's okay. I'll turn it on my tab. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Time for Life. Today, I am joined by my good friend Courtney as a co-host because Beth Cruz wasn't available. She had an appointment, and I'm sure she'll be back next week. And yes, we have a special guest today. Her name is Margaret Williams. I hope I pronounced that right, Margaret.
Sure,
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
And thank you for coming on Time for Life, where it's a show for getting away from the gloom and doom. And especially, I don't know about you guys, but last night was a show. If you watched it.
Well, I don't know what you were watching, but I was watching the frogs. So
Oh, I kind
I
of
was
went.
watching the state of the swamp.
It was awesome, but I did stream between, like, I saw that, I was on MSN Now. Anyways, I was like
Yeah,
jumping around.
same. I had a
Um,
couple going.
what about you, Margaret? Did you watch it, or maybe not? Or
I don't watch TV. If I watch anything, I'm on Substack. And I prefer it that way because we can be easily triggered by the news and about a lot of the things that we're seeing in the world. And I don't need that. I leave that
Mm,
outside. Okay.
mm,
Because I like peace and serenity. Okay.
oh,
I
That
love that.
that way I can be creative to deliver all the content to you guys.
and it's awesome because you're actually right away introducing the topic because I asked you, Margaret, what brings you joy, and you had told me that it was peace right away. So before we get into that, I would like to ask you to please introduce yourself quickly so that the people that who are with us today, I don't know if I'm sure most of them know you, but go ahead.
Margaret Williams. I am the Empowered Leader um, publisher. I'm a certified leadership coach who help marginalized leaders increase their visibility, their influence, and really their way of life in the world, in these systems in which was not designed for us.
Hmm. And I believe you are because I always ask. I think it's okay, right? If I tell the people where we are. I'm in Quebec, the province of Quebec, Canada. Courtney is in Ontario, Canada, and you are.
I'm in Anchorage, Alaska.
So we're kind of all on the same. Well, I wouldn't say on the same level, but we're up north, everyone, because a lot of our crowd is from the states. But we do have Canadians, I believe, in the chat. So welcome again, everyone. Now I see the chat. Welcome to the 35 people who are here with us so far. Don't hesitate to interact in the chat. We love seeing what you guys say. So thank you, Margaret, for being with us. Like, really, I know I'm repeating myself. I'm just excited. We're late today also because I don't know why. Some tech problems. I call it
Just computers being funny.
huh?
Just computers being funny like usual. No big
Yeah.
deal.
But you
We
know what
got
they
there.
call? They call that the factor H, the human factor.
The H factor.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
usually the human factor because we are the one who are making those machine work. But anyways, I
We, we,
digress.
there was a saying, if you don't succeed, try again.
Mm. One
Love
of the
that.
reasons I'm glad to have Margaret with us is because I love her spirit and her passion. She is a positive person. I have been, I think, have we been on a live before? Like, I know we've been on Zooms to discuss with each other, but have we been on a live before? I'm just wondering, like,
Not just you and I, because I came on Nick's, you guys' show, and we talked about mental illness.
yes, and I
Mhm.
was there for that one. So we've been on the live ones. All right. So, well, like usual, the main question is what brings you joy. So I would like to ask you to please explain to us, because the word peace is it can relate to so many things, right?
Where you want me to start, with the peace or the joy? Because without peace, there's no joy.
Well,
We start with the peace.
yeah.
Okay, I'll start with that. Ever since I was born in the world, I never understood what peace was. Okay? Peace to me was safety. Okay?
Hmm.
And that's the lowest part of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay? It is your basic needs. Okay?
Yeah.
Food, shelter, and part of that is safety. So if you don't feel safe, you find peace however you can find that.
Hmm.
It starts within yourself. And trust is a part of that.
Hmm.
Okay? So when you have all these people around you and you can't trust them, you have to find this trust within yourself to figure out what that peace looks like for you. If you have to hide under the bed, if you have to hide in the closet, if you have to hide who you are and how you truly feel to make you feel safe, then that's what you do. So your understanding of what that changes throughout your life and the different roles that you have to play throughout life. And at what point do you find out who and what this really is? Some people never experience that in their whole life
Hmm.
because they're always stuck to the past. You cannot cut that cord from the past. It keeps bringing you back to this deep, dark hole this is all that you know, this despair. How you come up out of there, okay?
Hmm.
It's crippling. It can be crippling.
If I may ask or just comment on what you're saying, Margaret, because this is what I kind of, it really it resonates what you're saying, because as we've discussed before in other lives with our friends on chronically ill, sometimes, whoops,
Did we
okay.
lose her?
I think, yeah, we've just lost her, but I will re-add her to the stream. Oops,
She's back.
you're back. Are you
Is
there?
she back?
Oh, she's frozen. All right.
It could just be a Wi-Fi thing or something.
Probably a connection. You're back.
What were we just saying about tech glitches?
That's not the
Okay.
human factor.
Hey, there she is.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry about that.
Sorry.
That's okay. Hi, Joe. I'm just saying hi to the people in the chat. Ziggy, Lisa, Monica, Anne, Jack. So just to go back, I was gonna say, Margaret, that I relate and it resonates what you're saying, because peace is sometimes, it is not fair. Like, some people will be born in an environment that is peaceful, or that will help them, feel safe. But how do you, what you describe is, like, unfortunately a lot of people are not born in an environment, or and this is absolutely luck, I find. you know uh like right now, I wouldn't want to be born in Ukraine, and my heart goes out to them. But I think that even if we live in a privileged country such as Canada, I was born in a domestic violence context. So what you're describing is not feeling safe, hiding. She just said hiding under the bed, locking yourself in the bathroom. Won't get into it, but I absolutely hear you. How do you find that peace when you've been, when you've been raised in a context, and as you're growing up as a teenager and an adult? I find that what you're saying, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to. So And
Yeah, absolutely.
just saying. So, can I ask you, if it's okay, how were you able to do that? To find that peace? Like right away, I hear like I don't listen to the news, like, but how else? Because it's such a life. Um, it takes time, right? I mean,
When you've suffered and sacrificed your whole life, um, I need to eliminate all chaos as I can so I can live in peace and harmony and I can heal from all the trauma that I've been carrying around with me and all this emotional dumping from other people,
mm,
and realizing that it was time for me to stop people pleasing. It was time for me to stop abandoning myself. It was time for me to claim who I am, take my power back, and be who I authentically am. And only until I do that can I give my gifts to the world, because we supposed to be positive role models. How can we help others if we are living broken lives
mm,
and not trying to save ourselves? Then
mm,
we are just it's hypocrisy. Okay, we already have
Mm.
enough of that. Okay,
Right.
so while we helping others, we can also help ourselves, help and heal ourselves.
mm.
Okay, I heard some a message from somebody was saying, well, don't come and try help others until you have healed. If that's the case, I'll be dead and gone before I utter a word.
Mm.
Okay,
We can do both.
exactly. That's what I'm talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what we need to do. Because every time we get on these lives and tell a part of ourselves and tell our story, that's a part of our healing too. Healing ourselves and healing others. Why are we here if we can't do that?
Right. And sometimes
No.
healing others helps you heal yourself, right?
Exactly.
Like that's part of your process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Margaret, you have studied in psychology. So I feel that we're very similar. Like we were both, like we grew up in a traumatic environment and we kind of used our, well, I would say intelligence, but you know what, where to try to understand the world. And we were able, or whatever, you know, but to go to school. Can you tell us a little bit about those studies? Like, was it a master? Was it like a bachelor degree, like in psychology? Because I've read it on your description, like your profile. But what did
I
you,
have,
what interested you in that profile, like when you went to for your studies?
well, I have a very curious mind anyways. And, looking at like all these mass murderers and looking at like to pick it apart, going beneath the surface, looking at their characters, their triggers and all these things, and try to understand the person behind this person, because we all have positive and negative traits.
Mhm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So some of us choose to do good in the world, and there's others that choose to do bad. Why? What's the difference? And then if you have siblings, what's the difference between these, the correlation between, like, I like to understand that. And a lot of this stem from trauma that we have had over a period, a course of our lives. Okay. So I
Mhm.
find all of these things interesting, and I find history interesting too. Because if we go back and look at history, it will tell us, it gives us a lot of signs of what to expect in the future. Okay. If these regimes went down, why did they go down? Most of them go down from the inside. Okay, they're taken down from the inside. And why? Just like the Black Panthers, they was taken down from the inside. So if we go back and look at history, it gives us a lot of lessons that we can incorporate in today's chaotic world, right?
Absolutely. And would you say that understanding the world by, for example, um, those studies and your curiosity, because could you relate that to feeling safe, like kind of like gaining
Yes,
power over
yes, yes.
uncertainty?
Because how I tell that I was unsafe in all situations was listening to my body. My body will tell you, something is strange going on here. You feel this darkness inside. It just engulfs you. And you like, something is not right. I got to get the hell up out of here. Then I'll think later. Safety is always number one. If I feel unsafe, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to allow you in my presence. I am, and anybody is associated with you, they are unsafe. And I am going to have my boundaries up, and I'm going to have my radar is going to be hyper vigilant.
And
And
Laura
you know,
just
like
said gut feeling, like
yes, yes,
It's your
exactly.
intuition.
It is, and you got to listen to it. It's not.
Mhm.
It never led me wrong. When I
Yeah.
abandoned myself and didn't listen to it, that's when shit went downhill. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
So now, 2026, Elevation 2026, I listen to my elevation. It tells me something's not right. I'm not going to question it. I'm going to eliminate the threat, period. And that's how you deal with it. And once I felt that I've eliminated all the threats, then I can feel safe and go from there. Okay? That's a part of survival. I grew up in the streets of Detroit. I'm not stupid.
wow.
Well, no one would ever accuse you of being stupid, Margaret, for
No,
sure.
no,
But I love
no,
it,
I mean,
like the intuition that you're talking about. Like it makes total sense, and you need to feel safe. Do you find that? I'm just curious. Do you find that there's a hard line once someone makes you feel unsafe in that way,
yeah.
that makes you put those boundaries up? Is that like a hard line, or is it
Yes, it
like, is
is.
there
It's
the
a hard line.
opportunity? Yep. Okay.
No, it's a hard line.
Yep.
There is zero tolerance. Once you cross
Good
that
for you.
line, we're done. We're done. There's
I love
nothing
that.
else to discuss.
Hmm.
Period. You're dead to me. And that's the way I live. And that's how I have survived through this life. If people don't like it, too bad. I'm not here to make people like me. Okay? And that's where we at today. You want
So
to
you,
live or you want to die? Okay?
so you have learned, it seems like, to really set your limits. Like now you
Yes.
listen to
Yeah.
your limits, and it's like when it's
Period.
enough, it's enough.
Period. You have to establish discernment in this world that we live in. You
Mhm.
see it. You see the world we live in. We talk about these things every day. Eliminate the things that you can and worry about things within your control. The rest, leave that, discard it, throw it out like yesterday's trash. Period. That's how I protect my peace and my mental, physical well-being.
Because it's
Always choose you. Choose you.
You know, it strikes me as you're saying that how many people today must be ignoring their intuition in favor of trusting someone that they shouldn't trust. And how often does that, like, how often has that happened? How pervasively has that happened to get us into the situation that we're in right now?
So
everybody-
when we
Right?
So we have a problem. Instead of pointing the finger at somebody else, look and see what part you played in it. How did
Yeah.
I allow myself to get in this situation? And what can I do in the future? That's what we have to concentrate on.
Right. Yeah, not just the intuition, but also the accountability. Like if you led yourself astray or others astray, right? Own it, learn it, and move on. Yeah.
Yes.
I've told you guys from the
Go
beginning.
over. I mean, I think we're done here. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, hey, my hoodie. Check it out. Now you know, so you can grow.
There
Oh,
it is.
and please tell our audience, Courtney, where that comes from, please.
That is sickofthishit. No, I'm gonna get the website totally wrong, but it is the Sick of the Shit Publications Shopify store.
How fitting.
Nick's in
How
the chat.
fitting.
You
I
can
love
find
that.
it.
I love that.
Isn't
Yes.
that great?
Yes. Well, that's
I mean, I'm not gonna
taking our
lie.
power back.
It feels a little weird to be walking around with two guys' faces on my back, but it's fine. Like, it's fine. They're cartoons.
Who give a shit?
Who gives a shit? It makes me happy, Margaret. Like it makes me happy, so people can just deal with
Yes.
it.
That brings
Say
me
it.
joy.
It
And
brings me joy.
That's how we get joy. Okay.
Nick just said it looks so good in blue. It suits you.
It
That color
does.
suits you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm pretty pleased with it. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
I'm seeing a lot of cheers for Margaret in the chat. Like, okay, I just saw something that's so nice. Oh, Neuro. Hi, Neuro. She just said you are a geomagnetic storm of energy. That is
Yes.
beautiful.
Okay.
It's poetic. I love it.
Okay. I love Neuro D. Okay. Yes.
I think that
Neuro D's
sometimes when
awesome.
you're born in a storm, okay, like you're born in the storm, as you said, growing up in the streets of Detroit, and I can only imagine that's like a huge city, right? Like in terms of
Yes.
neighborhoods, and I mean, all I can think of is I don't know why Eminem, right? Like the whole like
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. 8
So
Mile. You better hurry up and say it. That's right.
yeah, I mean, so if you're growing up in the storm, I mean, you kind of like have to learn how to what's the word? Not surf the storm, but it's
All the
as if
above.
Mm-hmm.
you're using
Well,
that.
and you also like following that analogy, really good point, Zozo, because you've got to learn when to like ride the storm and go with it, if that's going to make you safer, or when it's okay to stand your ground and let the storm kind of happen around you, right? But you got to learn when to do each one.
I love that. It's like surfing, right?
Yeah. That's like surfing.
Exactly. Ride the wave. Woo.
Just ride the wave.
And,
Okay.
okay. And aside, water brings me so much joy, but I mean, okay, it depends there. But the ocean. Are you near the ocean in Anchorage? Are you or
You know
water?
what?
Or?
I'm going to be soon because I plan on leaving. I love Alaska though. It's so beautiful. Only reason I want to move is because I got more room than I need or can handle. I want to be by the water. Okay? By the water and the mountains. Okay.
Love
My
it.
God,
Yes.
Margaret. I mean, I love
What?
your spirit. I mean, I won't. I have a tattoo that it brings mountain and water together because those are my favorite
Damn.
place, like mountains and the ocean. And finding what is it about nature that brings us peace? What about you? What do you think?
It's like oneness. It just when you're in oneness with nature, you are nature. Okay? And because you are a creation. Okay? And from that creation, we can receive so much joy and give other people joy,
Mm,
right? Who don't want joy in their life? I don't
Right.
want to see them or talk to them, that's for sure. Okay?
mm.
All the things that we have experienced in our lives, don't we deserve joy and freedom and peace?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay? I walked away from a $130,000 job and I have more peace than I have ever had my whole life.
That is
Okay?
powerful.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
we have spoken well with other on other lives about productivity, living in a capitalist society where, like your kind of like your job title or how much money you make is associated with either a status or success, or I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
some people are like, that's not peaceful, actually. You know what? It's not worth it. But it's hard, right? Because insecurity, how do you make that choice? I mean,
Yeah, that's a really good distinction actually, because when you think safety, like in those terms, career wise, right, or job wise, there's safety versus security, right? You can feel secure in your job or your salary or whatever financial situation, but never feel safe.
mhm,
Yes. We've all
absolutely.
been there. We've all been
Mm-hmm.
there. Every day you go to work, you got to wonder, is this the day that I'm going to get the pink slip? After
Yeah,
everything you've done. And then they say, oh, we don't need you no more. Why? Because we can pay two people for the price we're paying you. Not about the person. Okay? They give a damn about you. You fall dead at your desk, they will walk over you and say, "Here, you can have this seat."
Everyone is replaceable.
We know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've got distracted by someone that I've just followed you, by the way, Sandy. I love what you're doing, bro. I'm a full-time nomad, camping, working, and road tripping 30K miles annually, traveling with my dogs and being in nature are what keep me grounded. So
Full-time nomad. Love it. Love
I
it,
love
Sandy.
that. I love that. Yes. She took our power back. That's what we all have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because we work in these institutions or organizations when we're young and we're starting out and we trying to, you know, uh, get this lifestyle that we envision for ourselves, and then they say, "Oh, by the way, right before Thanksgiving, oh, we don't need you no more." They wait until the most inopportune time to lay you off, to say we no longer need you. Okay, that's why we can never invest in any of these organizations 100%. We always have to figure out what else we can do instead, because you never know when that day gonna come that they're gonna say we don't need you no more. You saw it happen to your neighbor. You saw it happen to your colleague. Don't think it can't happen to you, because it can.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Either
need to
they don't
remain
need
humble.
you, or maybe you decide that for whatever reason, you hit your hard line and it's time to walk away. You gotta have a backup plan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
were
Don't do
you
that.
still in the military, Margaret, or were you? Because I believe you were working for. You have experience in the military, right? Like
Well,
I'm
I
just sorry.
actually actually worked for the Corps of Engineers as a civilian
Okay.
so I never served in the military, but as far as I'm concerned, I was, because I served with all the military service members, you
Right.
know, and in Iraq and in Israel, and we protected each other. It didn't matter who you were, what you were, or
Mhm.
anything. We were out there, partnering together, uh, completing our mission. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
put our egos aside because we had to keep our wits about us to come back home safe.
Mm.
Okay, that
Which
was
kind of
important.
links it to what you were describing to at the beginning, like safety. You know, your and yeah,
And your
and
people's safety too, right? Keeping
Exactly,
keeping your unit or
exactly,
your coworker safe or whatever. Yeah.
exactly.
Keep your
Just
team
just
safe.
because, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because just because somebody smile in your face, don't think that they won't stab you in the back, because those are the ones that will stab you first. So you always have to be aware.
Yeah.
it's unfortunate because sometimes there are organization that um, actually they kind of like human resources. I mean, they say it's important, but they don't necessarily invest. And I don't know, I have no statistics, but I just think that I don't think necessarily like they say like, okay, how can we make sure or they I think it's in the policy lines they're supposed to make sure that that mental health, and I think there's more awareness in that, but not all organizations know how to apply it. Like,
Yeah, but human resources too. I think that gets misinterpreted, but like it's intentionally misinterpretable because it sounds like human focused, but what it actually is managing your
yeah,
resources that happen to be human,
yeah,
right?
Let's
Like
keep
HR works for the company always.
let's keep it real, because if they didn't, they couldn't keep their job. They tell you,
Mhm.
this is what we need you to say, and you
Mm.
figure out how to say it where that the employees will comply. That don't necessarily mean that they agree, but they have to, just like EEOC. EEOC is supposed to be independent of the organization, but technically it's not, because management use other ways to manipulate and control you by saying, make things so difficult for you that
Right.
you will quit. So
Mm.
there's always a way around the system that they say is set up to help to protect you and keep you safe. That's not true, because behind the doors, they are
Mhm.
figuring out other ways to get you instead. So those things are just it's just in print. It's not real. It doesn't exist. You have no rights. I'm just keeping it real.
Hmm.
It's important to keep it real. And, to be fair, just slight counterpoint, there are some people that I've dealt with who are in HR roles who do honestly care about the humans.
Hmm.
So they care and they will do their best within the constraints of their job,
That's
right? They will do their best to help you as much as they can, but ultimately they have their job to do.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah.
Right. Right. They got to feed their families. It's
Right.
nothing personal. They're not going to tell you that, but you should feel it in your gut
Right.
that their hands are tied. So
Yeah.
what are you going to do instead?
Yeah. What are you
When
going to
you're
do?
talking about you, I hear a lot. What am I gonna do? Like
That's what I meant. That's
it's
what I
how do
meant.
you gain back your power? Like, and that is, I mean, you seem to have a lot of life experience to teach a lot of people. So I'm glad you're on Substack. Um, I mean, being the empowered leader, because I love that term, empowerment. Um, how do you link empowerment and peace?
Because if we don't empower ourselves, we dim our light and we stay mediocre where to get to excellence, you have to make sacrifice. You have to put in the work. Nobody's going to hand you something on a silver platter. Okay? And that's what a lot of people expect. So when you realize you have to put in the work, okay, then you need to be strategic in everything that you say and everything that you do to achieve your overall goals. Nobody said it's going to be easy. It's not.
So
Yeah, but
inner
it
peace.
doesn't necessarily have to be as hard as some people think it is either, right?
Well, I'm gonna keep it real. It would be more easier for you or so than it would for me because I have to work 10 or 20 times harder to get anything. Okay, because I have so many people that are uh envious and jealous that they're trying to take me
Mm,
down. I have more people trying to take me down than try to uplift me and help me along the way. So I'm just keeping it real. I'm not racist,
yeah.
but you will have a much better time than me.
Yeah. That's just reality, right? Like we
Yes.
can't be shy about having
Right.
those conversations. That's absolutely reality. And it goes back to what Sosa was saying earlier about luck,
Mm.
right? Like I feel fortunate because that is not something that I had to have ingrained in me, right? Growing up. Like that's simply not something that I've ever had to worry about. And in that respect, I feel like as much as I can be empathetic, sympathetic, I can, protect, I can step up, I will never truly understand.
Mm.
And I know that. And I hope that blind spot can be like, there's some grace for that blind spot because that's the best I can hope for. I can do my best, but just know that I could never be fully in your shoes. I know that limitation.
And you wouldn't want to be trusted to believe that.
Well,
But I'm with Courtney on this one. I think that we're privileged to have been. I mean, it's so hard to just say, but to have been born the color that we've been born with. I mean, and I mean it's. Anyways, I just wish what would bring me peace would be that if people would just look at eyes, nose, mouth. I mean, we all have them, and like we're just human beings, and that's it. And throw that color out of the door. But you're right. I mean, we carry also in our history those traumas that are related to either the culture or the is it the word is it in ethnicity, the group that we belong
yeah,
to in terms of
yeah.
just yeah. But um
Yeah, that's what would bring me peace. I'm going to throw that out there. That's what would
Yes.
bring me peace and not just to do with color, with everything, with gender, with
gosh,
political party, with nationality. You know what? Are you a good human? If the answer is no, I don't want to be friends with you. Like, I'm not going to support you in any way. The end, like, it's all values based
Yeah.
for me, right?
And that's why I love having these conversations so we can educate each other and learn and grow together. Okay.
Oh yeah, because it's rather, I would definitely always, if I can, use that traction to bring other people with me and just, to thrive instead of like putting them down. It's kind of like, I know it's going to sound like, what am I saying? But culturally, I mean, a lot of people of us, we watch series about apocalypse stuff like The Walking Dead, or like it's like we're fascinated. Well, I'm saying we, but some people.
It's the royal we.
But by this, it's almost like a social study of who will just end up like bashing each other and trying to just steal and have all the resources, and who will work together to make sure that there's some sort of equality and we all survive, not just the law of the strongest, And I am fascinated because it's just, I find that, anyways, sorry, we're kind of talking about, I'm trying to bring it back to peace, but yeah, they definitely seem more peaceful in, for example, Alexandria, before all the shit went down, and then in the Savior's place, where it's like you're living out by
The
fear.
Walking Dead.
It's referring to not The Walking Dead, but yeah, you totally see the style of leader. This person who was very like involved, Diana, I believe her name, and very well, yes, just so okay. Enough of cultural stuff, but my question then, the next question, because what brings you joy is peace. So, how do you make time and space to channel that inner peace? Because that is the topic too of today, channeling your inner peace.
It's a lifestyle.
So by that, do you mean like it's a conscious choice?
Yes.
Okay.
Conscious and intentional. Yes.
Yeah.
So you never let anything to come into your force field that's contrary to that, because then you won't have safety, you won't have peace, and you will not have joy. That means you have to be selective about who and what you allow in your life at any given time.
What about you, Courtney? What do you think?
What do I think? I have a lot of thoughts about being selective, or like, what do I think about which part specifically?
Well, about, I guess, is it related to values, or like how do we teach other people to?
Well, yeah, I struggle with that one. I'll fully admit that, because in my mind, barring the obvious examples of values that are just like ethical, like they're, human rights, human decency, the basics, the foundations. Beyond those, I sometimes do hesitate to call it like teaching, or, trying to elevate others in the way that I think they should be elevated, or trying to make them conform to my values just because I feel strongly that they're right, versus like, maybe I could be learning from them too. We could be elevating each other, is kind of how I try to approach it, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
And even if it is, to be honest, even if it is one of those hardline values, and I know that I've set a boundary and I'm not going to, allow them to impact my life or my space or my safety in any way, I'm still open to having conversations with those people, because I am fascinated with like what makes us so different that we would we would come at it, so differently, like consider these values to be either optional or not. Like, how does that happen? Anyway, I love those conversations just because of what you take away from them.
Absolutely. And I'm actually seeing that in the chat as well. And I love the words that I'm seeing. It's a lifestyle, it's a practice.
Yeah.
You need curiosity. Sorry, I'm just like trying to, okay.
Yeah,
yes.
Curiosity for sure. And Margaret, you mentioned you're innately curious as well. And that's part of it for me too, right? Sometimes I just want to know, like, what makes you tick.
Yeah.
I'm not offering you the opportunity to convert me to anything. I'm not saying I'm going to change based on what you say, but I'm interested to learn what your thoughts are.
Mm-hmm.
I love that, Courtney. I love that.
Thank you. That makes me feel empowered. Because
you are empowered. Remember that.
Empowered.
Yes.
I believe it when you say it. You're amazing.
Oh yeah, love that energy. It is. I mean, and I'm sure we're all gonna like press the end stream, and we're gonna be like, for the rest of the day.
You deserve that, okay? Anyway.
Oh no, I'm all like, you can take a deep breath, but I'm gonna be like going for a jog or something to burn off this energy, because I don't know, before the stream started, Margaret and I were having like a dance party, and oh yeah, I'm all between that and the coffee. I gotta move.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And I was trying to channel my inner peace because my sound wasn't working, and they were like, breathe.
Those are you made me almost spit out my coffee. Channel your inner peace. You did great. We're here. We made it.
Yes, and now we have joy. Okay. See?
Joy.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I believe a lot of I see a lot of hearts in the chat. So I think people are enjoying this conversation. Okay.
Of course they are.
We are, let's go. Yeah, let's go. I like that just,
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm trying to just like, okay, wait, but like the questions are just, it seems to me like I don't have more questions because I'm just enjoying this moment with you guys, like smiling, and
this is a great moment.
It is.
That's what we need to do more of, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But you have to, as you say, put it into practice. So you have to make time for that. Because how many times do you say, oh, I didn't have time? Like,
that's a cop-out. That's a cop-out.
Yeah.
You understand what that means, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an excuse. Cool. It's a total excuse. And yeah, if you really want something in your life, if you really want that joy in your life, it doesn't have to be like some big thing. You can have a joyful moment and just be in that moment and enjoy it.
Yes.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. What if you are overwhelmed and you feel overloaded with obligations? I'm just saying, like, you have 3 kids, you have a full-time job, you have to clean the apartment, the house, whatever. You got to run, how do you make that space and time? It just feels like I don't want to say in my past life, but it kind of like, it just happened because I was burnt out or overwhelmed. And so, I'm at the different space and time in my life, but how do you do that? And I'm saying, so we can sort of lend a hand to those of us who've lived it or who are living it right now.
That overwhelm. And it looks different for different people. And, everyone has different capacities for overwhelm too. I see a lot of, not here, but just in general, like in life, you hear a lot of, people will say they're overwhelmed. And then the response is, oh, well, here's my situation. Like, you've got it easy. And I just think, and not necessarily that mean, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Where it's almost
Oh
like a
yeah.
competition, but everyone has different capacities. And what overwhelms me, you might handle super easily, and
Yeah.
vice versa.
I agree. We don't have the same,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, or whatever, like fortunately, I mean, unfortunately, I'm saying that because I don't think we're born equal. And this goes back to what we've discussed before. Like if I'm born without an arm, I mean, obviously I'm going to have a harder time to do different things,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's not necessarily, especially with mental health
Mm.
awareness, it's not something that you see.
Yeah.
And that is not easy because we have this tendency to bring, and I'm the first one who does that, to bring those situations back to me, like, oh, you're like what you said, Courtney, like, oh, I'm going through this and you're, you feel overwhelmed. It's like, oh, I know what you mean. And then it's like me again, so.
Well, and but what you're describing though is not so much saying like trying to downplay the other person's hardship or whatever. Like if you're relating to them, you're saying, oh, I totally get how you feel. This thing in my life makes me feel what you're describing too. Like that's right. Like that's just a relatable moment as opposed to comparing different
Let
vibe,
me
I feel.
let me add this. That
Exactly.
what comes there is empathy, holding
Mm.
space for another person. Okay, is so is personal. It's sacred. Okay, and I think that we should do more of that. Not necessarily take on that person's problems because we don't want to do that. We can just hold space and just do just that. And a lot of times that's enough. Okay? Because I'm not taking on nobody else's problems. I'm not doing no rescuing. Okay? And I'm not taking care of nobody, a well bodied person. Okay? But we can hold space at the
And do
very
you
least.
find, Margaret, that that's often all they're looking for is for someone to hold space for them as opposed to solve problems? Or like what's your
I
opinion
don't
on that?
always I don't always see it that way. Sometimes people just
Mm-hmm.
looking for a free lunch. Okay? And
Yeah, fair.
once I
Mm-hmm.
notice that, then I shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So we have to have our discernment needs to be high so we can tell the difference. Okay? Because we're all busy, we're all overwhelmed, and I don't have time for nobody's bullshit. Period. So that's the first thing I'm going to look at. Whether you're wasting my
Right.
time, trying to waste my time, because if you are, I'm going to cut you off and keep moving. I don't have
Mm-hmm.
zero tolerance for that. At my age, I don't have time for that because that's somebody trying to take me away from my path, taking me away from the work that I was called to do. And that's not going to happen. Period.
Good. It shouldn't happen. I'm glad you don't let that happen.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah.
anymore. Not
Not
anymore.
anymore. Right.
Because that's part of that is part of our overwhelm. It's because we're
Mm.
allowing people to take advantage of our time, our kindness, and all of these things. When we stop allowing these things to happen, then we have more energy for ourselves to do the things that we want to do.
I've found in some cases too, just to kind of build on what you're saying, in some cases, not all, where I'll set a boundary of like, I will listen, like I'll hold space for you. I'm like totally happy to do that, but I'm not here to solve your problems. Like I can't carry you through it, but I will be right here, like beside you.
Mhm.
Right. And sometimes that's enough for people. And once you set the boundary kindly with empathy, it's, you set that expectation, and when people don't respect it, those are the ones where you mentioned it's like, no, that's okay. We're done now. We're done.
Full disclosure, I am so happy to have this conversation with you ladies because I have, anyways, it's so hard for me to set boundaries. And I am learning and learning, in terms especially of personal relationships to others, like not to take their pain or their worries, or like, and it seems like I have a lot to learn from you, because you seem at ease with. I'm not saying it's easy, but you seem to
No,
be.
it's not.
You seem to know, though, how to. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's the how, and then sometimes we know it with our intelligence, but how do you apply it? And then it actually becomes a reality. It's just not a concept, like this abstract concept, like, oh, I'm going to set my limits and not take everybody's problem into my shoulder and then try to, solve it for them. Like,
I would say it's like building a muscle, but Margaret, I'm interested in your thoughts on it.
Because I realized that by serving everyone else and satisfying their needs, that I am not being myself and I am not accomplishing my goals and the things that I want in life. Okay, so we have to decide, do we want to continue to satisfy other people's needs, or do we want to satisfy ourselves and what we want in life? It becomes real simple. Stop abandoning yourself and choose you instead.
You know what? Right away, what I'm thinking is, this is something that I'm unlearning, because I believe that, when you're not able to set boundaries, it's usually because your boundaries have never been set. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially with a parent, for example, that has issues and kind of cannot even dissociate, like, his own needs and other people's needs. It's like, anyways, it's all like, but I mean, I can think of a public example right now, who's just using his own, like, my needs should be everybody's needs, and what I like should be, do you know what I mean? Like, I like hockey, so everybody should love hockey. And anyways, I know you know who I'm talking about. But I'm sure nobody has taught him, right, the felon in chief, to just not mix up his own desires to the rest of the planet, right?
Well, I mean, he's fused his entire identity to a whole country. So
the word is fusion. I think you have to unlearn that fusion when your parents kind of fusion with you. It's like,
yes,
my needs are your needs, or my worries are your worries. And
yes. And we just need to get rid of that programming that's happening within our lives and within the country in general. Break that shit. Otherwise, we're going to be like the hamster still on that wheel. Okay? With the overwhelm, the stress, the cortisol, and every damn thing else. Well, I got off that wheel when I retired. I like, fuck that. Seriously.
Fuck that wheel.
Yeah. You can stay on there if you want to, but I'm going to be sitting over here chilling. Okay?
Chilling in the mountains by the ocean.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm coming. You let me know where you land. I'm coming.
Oh, okay. My bags is packed. Okay. For real.
So excited.
Monica's right. Break that shit.
Okay, y'all can go stay out there in the rat race, okay? Maybe y'all haven't worked long enough, but I have. Okay, more than long enough, okay?
You've paid your dues.
That's
You've
right,
earned
thank
your
you.
Mhm.
Absolutely. That's why I'm going to sit here and tell you what you need to do to go out there and survive, okay? That's it.
I love Monica. Says, Margaret, you are the best.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Each and every one of us should feel that we're the best, because we are. And keep telling yourself, when you wake up in the morning, look in that mirror, say, yes, I am all that and a bag of chips. Keep telling yourself that. I'm serious. Shit.
I'm doing
That's
that
how you
every
make it.
morning from now until forever.
For real.
Yeah.
If you don't think that of yourself, how do you think other people are supposed to see you? Right?
I agree with
That's
that.
true.
Yeah.
That's very true. It comes from within, right? You project that
Yes,
confidence.
that's where it starts. That's where the power comes from within. Okay? And don't you forget
Power.
it.
I'm not going to forget it.
Okay.
Margaret,
I promise, Margaret, I'm not going to forget.
oh my God. Dance to that. Dance.
Yes. Okay, you tell me what day is karaoke and I'll be there. Okay?
Oh, God. Karaoke. Oh,
Yes.
there's so many things we want to plan. Like we want to have a happy hour. We want to.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. That's part of making community. Okay,
Oh,
community.
yeah. Well,
Let's do it.
somebody in this community is saying, "Convince me, please, to get off the offing wheel." The wheel, the wheel or the
Yeah.
wheel? Sorry, like the hamster wheel, right?
The hamster wheel. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, y'all help her out on that. Okay. No, she can contact me directly and we'll talk about it. Okay?
You know
There
what?
you go,
I was
Sharon.
about to ask Margaret because this is something that you are a professional coach. So,
Okay.
well, right? No, I know you are. I'm just like, but I'm saying like, how can people reach you here on Substack or on your, like, can you just tell us how? I mean, I know you can please follow Courtney. I need your help there. Can you put her?
Yeah, I got you.
Because I don't know how to put the QR code right now. It's not working. But
It's all good. It's all good.
but can you put Margaret's link in Substack in the chat? And also, I believe you have a website, right?
We'll just stick with Substack because my website is old and I am planning a new one. Okay.
Okay.
So
That's exciting.
Substack. Yeah. So there's the best is yet to come, and that's we all have to think like that. We have to be forward thinking. Okay. So I can be they can connect with me on the Empowered Leader. Yes, and thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Well, so everyone, please subscribe to Margaret and on the Empowered Leader on her Substack. If you want to contact her directly, go on her page. There's going to be a little arrow like this, and you can press on that, and you'll be able to direct message her. So that's how you can get in touch with her. We have 5 minutes left. Oh my gosh, Courtney.
Wow.
Yes, so.
What would you like to say? I'm just overly excited and want to continue this forever, but I can't. But there's something you'd like to say to Margaret right now.
Way to put me on the spot. I've been saying it. Margaret, you're the best. You're the best. This is the most energized I think I felt all week. And that's after watching the frogs dance around DC. Like, you're amazing. And I would just sit and listen to you all day. Just all day.
Oh, thank you so much.
Your
Thank you.
energy
Thank you.
is like, it just comes out of you. And I have to say, like, when we first got into the little backstage thingy, you know, you just made me feel instantly at ease. We're talking about intuition, right? I could just tell, like, my body relaxed as soon as you started talking. You're amazing. And that's through a
Well, thank
screen.
you.
If I can say,
You're very wise and very insightful.
courage is contagious, but I would say your energy is contagious. Like, sorry, and I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, but I don't know if we have new watchers in the chat, but I am French Canadian, so I am just going blah, blah, blah. There are days it's going to be easier for me to speak in English, but there are other days I'm like, I have like a fog and it's just, processing. But I absolutely agree with Courtney. Your energy and your wisdom is inspiring. And I think that I've seen somebody said great guest. I mean, great. I need to look at thesaurus. There are so many synonyms I could use besides great. You're an
Really
inspiration.
fantastic, though, Margaret. Yeah, sorry. So you are. I agree. Very inspiring, and just your way of looking at things and considering things. Like your mindful approach, but you're very like secure in who you are. You know yourself. You know where your boundaries are, your limits are. But within that, the fact that you've found your joy and your peace is like, that's very inspiring. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much. And I enjoyed being on here. Thank you so much. Sincerely. I appreciate you.
Somebody just said, the channel, please cite channel again. Levy, if you I don't know if you're either on your computer or your app, but you can press on her name at the top. You'll see there's like you'll see her name, Courtney, and then I think there's Sick of This Publication, and eventually you'll see Margaret. If you press on her name, you'll be given the option that you can actually follow her or subscribe. But
Oh, yeah, there's the little bar across the top of the little Chiron. Should be orange. Just click subscribe.
Yeah. Well, this brought me joy, like lots of joy.
Me too.
Good.
Everyone in the chat, thank you for being with us. I'm sorry, it was hard for me to follow the chat. I have tech stuff to learn, but Nick is there, and her name will be in the post show replay that gets posted. True, that's true. If you can't subscribe from here, you'll be able to see in the post show, because we'll be posting this live later. So if you missed the beginning, you'll be able to go back to that link and see all the inspiring ideas and discussion. And what a model that we've had here today. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, everyone there. And Time for Life is this moment where you come here every Wednesday, 12 Eastern, to try to find some, not escape, but, an empowered way to find time for joy and just make time for joy.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Courtney.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you all.
See you around, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.